Hello everyone, this is Helios Raven. I tell you how I do it, even if you don't care. And we're going to conclude our in-depth look into the forces of Battlefleet Gothic with the last army, which is the Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, for any of you who watch the Keeper of the Fortress Monasteries videos, he made an accusation quite some time ago saying that I forgot about the Adeptus Mechanicum, when in truth I didn't. I was saving them for last. So, once again, Fortress, you jumped to conclusions and you made yourself look like a fool in front of all your YouTube fans that watch my videos as well. And that's what you get for doing such a silly thing. And so, moving on, like I said, the last thing that Games Workshop and Specialist Games gave us was the Vessels of Mars, ships of the Adeptus Mechanicus. It was made by Nate Montes, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, Robert Henderson, and Ray Bell, and they gave us the special rules and models and ships and fleet listing for making an Adeptus Mechanicus army. It's basically, in a sense, not to trash the army at all, because I do love them. That's what I play myself. It was more of a hybrid between the Imperial Navy and the Space Marine Army, and trying to intermix sort of like a chapter type of thing, where, you use these ships here, you use these ships there, you add this, you do that, and here's a bunch of little extra rules. So it's basically kind of like a chapter codex in 40k, where you already had the stats for your ships in other books, and this book basically told you what you had to add. So for those who were way back with, like, third generation when they still did that, it's like, with the Dark Angels Codex, you said see Space Marine Codex for rules on these characters and such, and add these rules to them. So that's what we got, and their special rules that we're going to start with is the overall. One thing with them is with hit and run attacks, because of how the forces of Mars work. They're more of an expansionary fleet on discovering ancient technologies, hunting down lost ships that they hope have some secret knowledge that can unlock untold power, and a lot like that. So they're not really big on naval space battles and such. So when it comes to hit and run and boarding actions, any vessel that makes a hit and run and boarding action against the Mechanicus vessels may re-roll the dice if desired, but the second roll stands. And the Mechanicus vessels, including battleships, do not normally utilize assault boats or boarding torpedoes. Basically, what this is saying is that any vessel with the boarding torpedo option or the assault boat option with launch bays or torpedo tubes do not get this option when playing the Adeptus Mechanicum. Also, just a quick note here, with a lot of the vessels that they did, I'll get to that later, sorry about that. Also, another special rule that they were given is the Adeptus Mechanicum will never allow the enemy to get hold of any technology that they have. They're basically technological hoarders, and try to keep it all a secret, need to know basis. And unlike other fleets, Mechanicus vessels can take a leadership check to fire upon their own vessels that have been hulked to deny them to the enemy. So that's, if you're doing campaigns or anything. So the Mechanicus army is allowed to make a leadership roll, and if they pass, they can fire on a ship that's become a hulk to blow it up to make sure the enemy doesn't get it. Now, the other special rules that they were given was the Gift of Omniscia. The Adeptus Mechanicum vessels represent the very apex of mankind's technological prowess, and they have access to resources and technologies unavailable to the vast majority of the Imperium. All Mechanicus vessels add +1 to a given vessel's original turret value. So if the ship listed as part of the Mechanicus fleet has turrets 3, in this army it has turrets 4. And also, Mechanicus vessels must also roll a d6 once against the Mechanicus gift table. These improvements are already included in the point cost assigned to the Adeptus Mechanicum fleet, and re-roll any refits that do not apply to the vessel. Yes, the ships for Adeptus Mechanicum are a little bit more expensive, but because they have to account for the new special rules that they were given and all the extra benefits that they got, like the added turret, which makes a big difference, and the Gift of Omniscia. What this does is there's different refits that you roll a d6, and you can get stuff like emergency energy reserves, where Shields when crippled, the ship only reduces its turrets, shields, and weapons by 25% instead of 15. Or there's advanced engines where the ship gains plus 5 centimeters as well as 1d6 on all head full special orders. There's repulsor shields, ignore all negative effects of having a blast marker or glass cloud in contact with the ship's base as it applies to its leadership, movement, and repairing critical damage. This effect goes away if the ship suffers a shield's collapse critical damage. Then there's fleet defense turrets. Up to 2 turrets on the ship are exchanged for fleet defense turrets, capable of protecting itself or any other vessel within 15 centimeters. Each ordnance phase adding +2 to the turret strength of the ship it is defending. This does not alter bomber attack rolls when used to defend other vessels. These otherwise work exactly as normal turrets do in all other respects. So basically what it's saying is 2 of your turrets are added, basically, if there's a ship within 15 centimeters of an Adeptus Mechanicum vessel with this special add-on, when they fire at ordnance, they add +2 to their turret strength. It doesn't give the ship that has it +2 to their turrets. They only get the +1. This is like a special defense where those turrets turn around and fire, and those 2 ones fire way to back up the other ship next to it. So that's really nice. It basically makes it where if your ships are very tight-knit, it makes ordnance really hard to hit them, which is really good. Then there's gyro stabilizing target matrix. Ships' weapons are reduced to 75% instead of 50% when all ahead full come to a new heading or burn retro special orders, and Nova cannons still cannot fire. So basically, instead of being reduced to are reduced to 75%. So basically, instead of losing half your strength in your weapon strength when doing those special rules, you're only losing 25%, which is really nice. And then there's augmented weapon relays. Weapon batteries shift left on the gunnery table before all modifiers are applied, and lance hits count double on rolls of 6, which is really, really nice. So that makes Mechanicum vessels really nasty. And of course they make it fair by making it where you have to roll to decide which upgrade that you got. You can't just go, oh, pick and choose, because then that would be really disgusting at the price that you're paying for them. And they were also given special rules involving weapon batteries and such. 1 second. Here we go. Every Mechanicus cruiser, not light cruisers, is equipped with a single 60-centimeter range dorsal lance turret firing front, left, right. These improvements are already included in the point cost assigned to the Adeptus Mechanicum fleet. Adeptus Mechanicus, Endeavor, and Endurance light cruisers may replace their POW torpedoes with a single 30-centimeter range dorsal lance that fires in the left, front, or right arc for no cost, which is really nice. So basically, all your cruisers get an extra lance shot. And also that they also got with all Mechanicus cruisers, not light cruisers, with armor 6 POWs can replace their POW torpedoes with Nova cannons for 20 points, even if this option is not normally provided for a given cruiser class, such as the Gothic, which is awesome. Basically, you get more Nova cannons in your army, which is really nice, especially if you're really, really like big, powerful weapons like that, because I'm a big fan of the Nova cannon. A Mechanicus Retribution battleship can take this trade for 10 points. Adeptus Mechanicus cruisers that would normally be equipped with 30 centimeter range weapon batteries can incorporate plasma boosted batteries that increase their range to 45 centimeters for 10 points. All Adeptus Mechanicus capital ships that utilize torpedoes can be equipped with refitted torpedoes as described on page 156 of the Armada Handbook for 20 points, 30 points for the Retribution class, 10 points for the Endeavor and the Enhanced light cruisers, and Mechanicus vessels can take any combination all or none of these improvements as desired, which is really awesome. And I'll get into a little bit more detail into what I just said in the next video since I'm running out of time. So, until next time, this is Helios Raven, signing off.